And hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I'll show you guys more of Moscow, suburban Moscow, which is away from the city center. So I'll just film me walking around and then I'll tell you all of the news about what's going on in Russia and in my own life. And this is what I look like, but I won't film my face because it's just boring. So back to the scenery. I also have like something called Super Steady on. I'm filming this on a Samsung S21 camera, and I think the camera quality is pretty good overall. Anyway, I think it's enough for a small YouTube channel such as my own. But here you can see what mostly Russia looks like. This is not the Red Square, so these are buildings from the 1960s or so. These are five-story buildings. But anyway, what has been going on? So I won't get too deep into the Ukraine issue because honestly I am tired of it, and I don't want to say anything wrong. But what has affected me personally, I mean, besides the fact that the whole thing is a huge tragedy, but I already mentioned that several times, so it's basically nothing new. There's basically a financial blockade around Russia by Western countries, and I'm not able to transfer money from the United States to Russia because I have to do that because my income comes from the United States. I virtually have no income here in Russia, so I would starve to death at some point if I'm not able to transfer some money. So the problem is that all of the banks have been turned off from SWIFT, literally, except for like a couple of banks. So one bank that I transferred the money to, they just stole my transfer in foreign currency. They basically said that the transfer was wrong. The name and the transfer was wrong, and they therefore claimed they returned it back to the US, but the money never came back. So they basically just stole it. So there's only like one other bank left. So basically all of the, Russia has been turned off of the SWIFT system, which is used for transferring euros and dollars. So you can't transfer euros or dollars anywhere and all that. But I also wanted to mention that, the whole conflict thing, it's not that I don't really want to talk about it, but just a couple of things I want to say. That this, Russia versus the West thing has been going on for centuries. And honestly, I wish, I like China's position in all of this. I don't think there's any winners between Russia, the United States, and the European Union. They all lose in this stupid conflict that just constantly flares up periodically. The people that stay away from it, all of the wars originate in Europe. If you look at all of the, wars that have been going on for the last 500 years, the vast majority of them started in Europe. It's a very hotbed of conflicts, So overall, if you don't pay attention to all of that, and another thing that I've tried to do, which I completely failed at, is trying to get any kind of job in Russia. And I'm talking about some kind of quality job, which was, oh look, pigeons. It's all fine living in Russia on Western income. you know, until you have to actually generate income here, which is not easy. I'm not saying it's impossible, and there's some very, very rich people here, right? But it's harder than it seems, it's harder than I thought, and takes a lot of work because there's a lot of competition for any kind of jobs in Russia, especially the ones that are high paying. So they're very difficult to get. So, but the good thing is that it costs very little to live here, especially if you're, you know, if you save money. So at least I have that going for me. But as you can see, for example, you know, things do look nice here. I mean, I've already been outside of the United States for, I don't know, 3 years. I'm starting to forget how things are. But as you can see, you know, it looks nice. All the grass is cut, clean, no homeless, no nothing. So you gotta give that to Russia, at least. A lot of people would say that once you get outside of Moscow, it becomes worse, and I would agree with them to a certain extent. You know, it depends where you go, because there are some places outside of Moscow which are very nice, and ones that are worse. But overall, I mean, things are better than what you would expect them to be. But for example, like, see that building right there? That's kind of an older Soviet building. Well, you know, Russia, and that's what a lot of people say here, Russia it's a very rich country. You know, it's not a surprise when things are good and clean in Russia. That's the way. It shouldn't be any poverty. And same thing in the United States. I mean, think about all of the crap that's gone on in the United States, how much money the United States has. It's claimed to be the richest country in the world. Well, how come there's bombs and poverty everywhere? How that, you know, richest country in the world should not have that. So, you know, being rich is subjective. You know, for example, look at like a country like, I don't know, Finland compared to the United States. Is Finland poorer than the United States? Well, if you compare the GDP of it, certainly, you know, but Finland has no homeless people. So I consider a country to be rich when it's clean, it's people are well fed, they have a job, and all that. The overall GDP doesn't matter. It's the quality of life matters. That's when you know a country is rich. So in my view, Finland is much richer than the United States because its citizens live a much higher standard of living. But anyway, that's about it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys later.